Hello everybody, Big Beardy back again with another Sunday report, and oh, what a week we've had. What a week. Let me just move this here, a bit on the squiff there. There we go. That's a bit better. So, anyone who saw my video that came out, yesterday? I think it was yesterday. Well, no, I was trying to do a video, basically a week in the life of a courier driver during the lockdown. And like a muppet, I accidentally deleted it all before I got to upload it, so I was a bit gutted about that because I think I did a really good video and it's disappeared forever now, which was a bit annoying. So I'm going to do my usual start to the week, what I've been doing and what happened, and I'll try and remember all the points I brought up in that video and relay them again. So Monday was a bit of a write-off. There was nothing ping at all, nothing I could really get. So I ended up just phoning some of my regular shippers, speak to some people, just touching base, asking them how things are going. I don't like to have a day where I do nothing. If I'm not out running, I want to either be speaking to people or trying to get work sorted for the future. I actually got a job booked in for the next morning out at Lowestoft, going to Shipley. So it's always helpful having a job booked for the next morning, because you get there early, you know you've already got a job sorted, you don't have to try and fight in the morning. It's always handy, I find, to have a job already sorted for the next day. So I had that, up to Shipley, and when I was there, when I was dropping off, they actually took my temperature. They had one of these portable, they just pointed at your head, which I've never seen before. It's obviously their way of trying to keep their staff safe, making sure no one's coming in with a high temperature, potentially have the virus or whatever. So that, and then I got a job down to Coventry, and I spent the night at my mum's in the van on a driveway, basically, which was nice, because when I got that second job, I was thinking, right, where do I want to be? One pinged up for Coventry, really good. See my mum. 5 minutes after I got that job pinged up, which would have taken me home, literally to my doorstep, like the next village along. That never happens, and the fact it pinged up when there isn't much around, it was really annoying because I'd already booked a job. And I'm not the sort of person who will be on the way and then cancel and go and take a better job. If I've booked for a job, I'm doing that job. So that was a bit annoying. But then again, I got to see my mum. She's all right. Had a bit of a chat. Next day, job down to London. Didn't make a lot on the Wednesday. Tuesday was an all right day. It wasn't great, but it was acceptable. It was all right. Wednesday was just, I probably paid for my petrol for the day. I made petrol for the day and a little bit for the day before. Didn't make really any profit. Got home Wednesday night, and Thursday I had the same job I had on Tuesday, already booked. Got that done. Then I got a job from Shipley going to Wales, going to the Principality Stadium, where they've got that makeshift hospital, and I was delivering there. So spoke to some of the lads there. They're doing a great job. So it felt good. I was doing my bit. Like the job on the Wednesday down to London was actually portable hand wash stations. So that was good. And then I slept in the van Thursday night, did some tramping. Then Friday got a job from Weston-super-Mare over to London, which was medical supplies. So a lot of the work out there is sort of obviously around the medical industry, should we say. Then got home. So the week was all right. I made okay money. Got my little Miss Sunshine cup. So I made all right money. It was one of those weeks where if it wasn't lockdown, I probably would have made 200 quid more. You're having to, because there's such a lack of work, you got to bid on jobs a bit cheap, and you got to bid on everything. Like I was bidding on small van stuff, and I don't really bid on small van jobs because a couple of reasons. Doesn't pay as much as the long wheelbase stuff, obviously, and that's a job a small van job driver should be doing. I don't want to be doing that, but because there's a lack of work around, you sort of got to bid on everything. And there wasn't a lot pinging. Like the first day, on the Tuesday, when I was driving from Norfolk up to the Bradford area, there was probably 10, maybe 12 jobs that pinged up on the whole journey, and usually there would have been about 50. So there's just a lot less around, and you really are fighting. The week felt like a struggle. Put it this way: on the Thursday, got the job up to Shipley, and then I was bidding on everything that was pinging up, and it took me 4 hours before I won my job going to Cardiff. Right, so I dropped off at 12. I didn't get a job till about 4 o'clock, and then I had to drive half an hour to go and pick up. Friday morning, I'm up at the crack of dawn. I'm up at 7. I didn't get a job till 11 o'clock. So, and I'm bidding on everything. I moved a couple of times. I started off in Cardiff, then went to Newport, and the job was actually Weston-super-Mare, so I had to go around down to Weston. So, you're driving a lot further for a lot less, and you're fighting for work. It is a bit tough out there at the moment, and it's noticeable. There's a lot, and there are certain things that did piss me off, and I'll tell you about them. There's a lot more backloads pinging up, which is fair enough. Usually there's not, backloads make up like 5% of the work that comes on the site, but it was like 25% of the work was backloads. Now, a job pinged up when I was leaving on the Friday, coming out of London, and it was picking up in London, dropping off in Milton Keynes, then dropping off in Leeds. It came up as a backload, and it said it needed picking up within the hour, and needed to get to those 2 locations ASAP. If someone can explain to me how that's a backload, because it's just not. To be honest, it takes the mick. It really does, because we're working our asses off trying to make as much money as possible, and some shippers, and this isn't all shippers, but some shippers realise that, and they're going, right, we'll put it as backload, because there'll be someone will look at that and go, it's not a backload, but it says backload, so people are probably going to be bidding backload prices, so I'm going to have to bid backload prices. And that's how it's working. And I don't agree with that at all. There are other shippers, and there's one I did a couple of jobs for. I can't remember the name of them. But they pinged up a job. Hot shot, best price, please. That's basically saying it's a hot shot, but, we haven't got much on this. There's the right way of doing it and the wrong way of doing it. And putting up as a backload when it's blatantly a hot shot, just so you can get a cheaper price, is definitely the wrong way to do it. So I don't agree with that at all. And the thing is, they know they're going to get those prices because someone's going to go, I'm going to have to go backload on it. And we're working hard. I'm working long hours, and I'm having to go cheap just to win the little bit of work that's around. So it is sort of taking the piss a bit. It takes the advantage out of us when we're all trying to do our job. Which comes on to another point, actually. I've had a couple of people talk to me about this. I had a lad say to me that he was in a service station. He was getting gypped because he was working as a courier. And someone said he's not a key worker, so he shouldn't be doing it. If anyone gives you gyp for doing what we're doing, tell them to piss off from me, quite frankly, because things don't magically appear in shops. If it isn't for the freight and the courier industry, the country grinds to a halt. Like I've just said, I delivered hand wash stations to places last week. I delivered, it was, what I was delivering to the hospital was actually cables to go from big generator units and stuff like that to obviously machinery they need in the hospital. So I delivered that, and then I delivered medical supplies from Weston-super-Mare to London. If someone's going to give you gyp for doing that, tell them to do one, because we weren't told we're not allowed to work. We're doing our best to obviously, okay, we're getting paid for what we do, but we're going to have to. No one's going to pay for my petrol for my van. So, we're not, I don't expect to be clapped on a Thursday at 8 o'clock like the nurses. They are doing a much more valuable job than I am. But at the same time, we're doing our little bit. And I'm making less money than I would normally. So, just from me, if anyone says, oh, you're not cute, you shouldn't be working, tell them to do one. You're doing your best, So, yeah. I'm going off a little rant. I've had a long week. I've had a hard week. So basically that was my week. I deleted the video, which pissed me off. I had a couple of nights tramping. I was out working hard. It was a challenging week. So yeah, that was the week in total. Right, now on to a couple of other things. I got a email from Lewis Gate, I think it was. How you doing, mate? And he said he was asking about the CX and the app Who's Nearby function on it. So the CX, I think the app for the CX actually works very well. There's a couple of functions on there which I think generally as a package that works very well. I don't think the desktop is as good. It's got good functions on it, but the app itself I think it does work very well. There are still things that need to be improved, and I'll do a video. I'm going to do a video soon about things that need to change at CX, things good things about. But anyway, but one of the functions is the Who's Nearby, and I use that more and more the more I use the app. I use it more now than I ever did. And that function, basically, it shows you all the drivers who are in your area who are registered at CX. There is an option to sort of say that they can't see you, but I don't know why you would turn that off, to be honest. So it will show you all the drivers who are nearby. It's colour-coded, so green's like they're waiting for work, yellow's like they might be waiting for work, and red is they're not waiting for any work, or they're on a job already. So you can see how busy the area is. It also will show you what they're driving, so it's a long wheelbase, small van, Luton, whatever it may be. It will give you their company name and their contact number. Now, you probably as a courier don't need the contact number and that unless there was a job and you needed someone to help you or whatnot, but that's more for shippers. I've had many times I'm sat at home and I'll get a phone call from a shipper going, listen, I've got this job, it's around the corner from me, can you do it? And it's because they're using that function. So it works for shippers and couriers. The way I use it is basically I'll be in an area, I'll ping it on, especially with somewhere I've not been before, and it's just to see how much competition I've got in the area and what sort of vans are around. If I turn up in an area and every van around me is a short wheelbase or a small van, so I'll probably stay in that area because I'm like, well, there's not many long wheelbase drivers. If a long wheelbase drive job pops up, I'll jump on it. Also helps with pricing. If you're in an area there's not much competition, you're probably going to try and, you're better off bidding a bit higher because you're more likely to win for that little bit of money. If you're in an area that's absolutely flooded with drivers and they're all green, it's like you're going to have to go low or you're going to have to move. So it's a really good function. Thanks for the message, mate. And that's how that works. Like I said, I'm going to do a video on all the different functions on the app at some point. But there you go. And what I had a conversation with someone the other day, and I can't remember what it was. That's it, CX. Apparently there's I don't think this was on it when I started on it. It was the, apparently there's like a pro membership and a starter pack. When I started, it was just there was the courier as an owner driver, and then there was the I think it was like the shipper pack, so you could post more jobs. So I think that's changed since I've joined the CX. I'm going to look into that and do a video on what the different memberships are now. Try and give you guys who are going to get started a bit of a hand. But at this moment, I don't actually know the difference, so bear with me on that one. All I know is when I started, it was the owner driver, which gave you all the functions of the app and the website, and I think you could post 20 jobs of your own. I might be wrong with that. I don't know, so bear with me when it comes to membership, but I'll get that chunked out. So yeah, a long week, a frustrating week actually. Being out on the road, it was very frustrating. It was a fight. It really was. Like I said, I seem to be running further for less, but I still made okay money. I'm not complaining about the money I made. Like Wednesday, I didn't make hardly any. For the work I did, I didn't make enough money. Monday, there wasn't enough work. Tuesday was good. Thursday was good. And the reason they were good is because I already had jobs booked in, so I wasn't fighting for work the next day. So if you can get a job booked in for the next day, get it booked in, because it gets you making that money early. And that's not just for the lockdown. That is whenever when it's all sorted, it's better to have a job ready for you the next morning because you're on it and you're on the road, and then you can start looking for work when you drop that off. So yeah, that was my week. I'm hoping this lockdown ends soon. I think it, you know, I don't want people to get ill and everything, but I really do want it to end now, so I can get out there and there'll be more work around. I'm going to try and do that week in the life of a courier driver during the lockdown video next week and get it out to you. The Friday's a bank holiday next week, so it might be a shorter one. The Monday's not. I thought next Monday was as well. It's not, so there's a full week there. And then I'll try and do another video later on when the lockdown's finished of a week in the life of a courier driver, so we can sort of compare. I said this in the other video, but I thought I'd reiterate it. So that's been my week. It's been fun. So as always, please like, comment and subscribe if you like the video. I'll be releasing a couple of videos next week about various different topics. Keep an eye out for them, and as always, be safe out there and have a great day.